Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Jackie and welcome to my channel, Leisure Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a library book haul in which I show you the 3 most recent books I've picked up from the library. And because I've already finished 2 of the 3, I'll be going ahead and doing a brief review on what I thought of the books. These are probably going to be the most common types of hauls I do on this channel. I frequent the library very often, so often that the librarian knows me by name. So, with that being said, let's get started. So first up, we have the book The Orphan Train by Christina Kline. This book is about the orphan train that runs from eastern cities out towards the Midwest with orphans aboard, hoping to find them their home on the way. So currently I am only on page 29. So far what I understand about this book is it is about a 91-year-old woman named Vivian who was actually aboard the orphan train and now resides in Maine, and a 17-year-old girl named Molly who got into some recent trouble and has volunteered to help Vivian clean out her attic. That's about all I know so far. I am really excited to read this book and learn a little bit more about the orphan train. So hopefully, as I read, I'll learn and love it, and I'll let you guys know what I think. The second book I have for you guys today is Providence by Kepnes. This book is about 2 friends, John and Chloe. John gets kidnapped on his way to school one morning, and 4 years later, he turns up at home. When he turns up again, he has these powers that anybody he is close to or has intense feelings for is put in danger. Hoping to keep his friends and family safe, he runs away and tries to find the answers behind what has happened to him. While doing this, he is being tracked by Detective Charles de Benedictus, also known as Eggs. So, I already read this book. I gave it initially 4 out of 5 stars. Upon further reflection, I actually dropped it down to 3. The biggest problem I had with this book was it was not really up to par with Carolyn Kepnes' other books. She also wrote You and Hidden Bodies, which is a sequel to You. You was one of my favorite books that I've read so far. It's a psychological thriller. It really hooked me in. I fell in love with the characters, and it really made me question everything I thought I knew. This book, however, fell a little flat. John is a great character. He's super lovable. He cares about people, and he really just wants to keep his friends and family safe. Charles de Benedictus, the detective, he's also a great character. You really get the sense that he just wants to keep his town safe. The problem for me with this book lies in Chloe. I feel like throughout this book, Chloe had no character development at all. When she's first introduced in this book, she's in her early teens, and I feel like by the time the book closes, she should be in her mid to late 20s, and I don't really think there was much of a character development at all with her. She really just made me angry throughout this book. Other than that, I do think it was a good, solid book. I read this book in about 3 days. I couldn't put it down. It really sucked me in. The storyline that kept me interested, but the problem I had was with the characters, and the fact that it wasn't what I thought it would be going into it. So I really thought that this book was more of a thriller. I feel like it was marketed more of a thriller. I could be wrong on that. Every time I saw it, I was thinking it was going to be a thriller, and it ended up being more of a science fiction, fantasy, part romance book. And while it was good, I don't think it was my favorite written by her. The last and final book I have for you guys today is They Both Die at the End by Silvera. This book, if you don't know, takes place in a world where within 24 hours of your death, you are notified that it is going to be your last day. This book is a multi-perspective book where you follow Mateo and Rufus, both of who have just received the phone call to notify them that it is their last day. So this book is really just about what they do on their last day, their experiences they share together, and memories they've made. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. There were some small problems I had with the book, but overall there were really small details in the book that, for me, pushed it up from that 4, 4.5 to 5 stars. I'll get to those in a minute, but first let me talk about the couple of problems I had with this book. So the first problem I had with this book is I just felt myself wishing that there was a little bit more background to the story. Why Deathcast was created, how these scientists can predict the death. The only other problem I had with this book was, and it's just a really small detail, I kind of felt like we were shortchanged with Rufus and his experiences on the last day. I thought Mateo kind of stole the show when it came to that. Although I do love Mateo and I think he's a great character, I do wish they would have explored Rufus and, some of his experiences a little bit more in this book. But like I said, I absolutely loved this book. I thought it was wonderfully written, great character development the entire way through. And we have two wildly opposite characters. We have Mateo, who's really soft, sweet, caring, loyal, he lives for everyone. And then we have Rufus, who is social, outgoing, surrounded by friends, and lives life pretty recklessly. So going into this that you are going to have some great adventures and some great struggles with them being so wildly opposite. The details that really pushed it over for me were that throughout this book, Rufus and Mateo will take pictures to post on their Instagram page. And it includes their Instagram name. So, if you go to Instagram and search the names, their profiles actually exist. I don't know if this was a fan-created, author-created, or if it was a marketing tactic. But the pages exist, the pictures that they discuss in the book exist, and a very specific detail, the comments even. So they'll mention, Amy commented on one of Rufus's pictures. Well, if you look in the comments of the pictures, that comment is actually there. I think this was a great touch that really brought this story to life and enriched the book so much to be able to go onto Instagram and see these pictures of what Rufus and Mateo did on their last day. This book ultimately was a great story that really got you thinking about your last day and what you would want to do on your last day. It really makes you appreciate life, and it makes you want to live life to the fullest, so you're not trying to cram a whole lifetime into a day. Throughout this entire book, I kept trying to figure out if I would want to know 24 hours before I died, and I still can't answer. I think on one hand, knowing would be great because you would know to live that day because it was your last. On the other hand, I think if you knew you had 24 hours, I would be so paranoid that I think it could really hinder my last day. So that's my question for you. If you guys had 24 hours left, would you want to know? Leave it in the comments below. Those are all of the books I got from the library this week. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and Goodreads. Links are in the description below. Other than that, I hope to see you guys soon. And in the meantime, make it a great day. Bye!